First, thank you to the panel. I actually think this has been a very important hearing in our, what I call a bubble of friendliness to, with some exception, but mostly it's been obvious that folks on both sides of the aisle understand the importance of our community colleges. And I have my community college in Palm Beach County, which actually is the home of our president. It's called the State College, but it is phenomenal. It has graduated thousands and thousands of students who go into the community and work in law enforcement and healthcare and auto mechanics and almost every job you can think of, ready to go and raise and take care of their families. And you all, thank you for your passion, and for each of you. I really have been very impressed with what you've said today. What you didn't say is also important. No one said freeze federal funding. No one said cut the education budget. No one said get rid of diversity. No one said eliminate childcare for students. No one said get rid of Pell Grants. And that's why I'm worried. I think some of us are worried because there's some folks in the new administration who are taking, it seems like, a different path. And that's why I think it's so important. We're losing colleagues here today on the other side of the aisle, but this is why it's so important for the members of Congress to speak up and support what you're doing in our community colleges. And I wanted to ask, let me start with you, Dr. McCarthy, because everyone seems to be for investing in our community colleges. But it's not just about how we help an individual, correct? I would like you to talk about how our public investment in education helps the community, helps all of us in terms of prosperity, people paying taxes, going into their communities, being role models, and why it's important not only for the investment, but also to make sure that a diverse population is getting the opportunity.
Was that not working? Okay. Okay. Thank you for that question. As I was saying, community colleges are community institutions, and they have tremendously positive impacts on the communities where they operate. Vibrant communities have vibrant community colleges. Community colleges, too, are, even more than institutions of higher education, which sometimes can be kind of like little islands where they are. Not always, but sometimes they can be. Community colleges have extensive partnerships throughout the community. Those partnerships are the sorts of things that they actually do need funding for the institution to be able to develop. And so it's another reason why it's so important as we're thinking about how we support our community colleges, that yes, things like Pell Grants are very important, but so is direct funding to the institution itself through things like the Strengthening Community College Training Grants or through the Carl D. Perkins Career and Technical Education Program. Just an example of just how community colleges enrich their whole communities is in a neighboring community of yours is Broward College, and their program Broward Up. This is a program where the then president of Broward Community College, they did a study. They figured out where students in their district area were not coming from and why they weren't, and they went into these poorest districts of this area of Florida. Pardon me for not knowing the name of the county, Broward County, I guess, and established the college there. They didn't wait for the students to come to the college. They brought the college to the students. Right? These kinds of this ability to sort of serve the community is something that is very special to community colleges. It requires resources, and it requires flexible resources for them to be able to do that. I hope that answers your question.
Well, just as a follow-up,
Yeah.
The importance of public funding versus the private institutions, and what is the difference, if anyone knows, between how much it costs these days to go to the public community college versus a private institution?
Oh, I mean, it's absolutely enormous. It's absolutely enormous, and there's no better deal in post-secondary education than community colleges. There's also less risk, frankly. Again, and to Mr. Cooper's point, community college students are less likely to end up with large amounts of debt. They do have pathways. Their credits are more likely to transfer to other institutions. It's just a much better deal for community, for students. But again, that depends a lot on how well resourced and funded the community college is itself, how strong it is as an institution, its ability to deliver on that promise.
Thank you all very much, and I look forward to our committee working together to really make sure that we're uplifting our educational institutions, especially these community colleges, and we work with our new administration to make sure we send that message to them. And I yield back.